Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity to be involved with your little video presentation here. It's all a bit strange and new, but anyway, that's the way of the world. That's great.
It sure is. And one of the main reasons that we are doing this is just to show clients, especially new clients coming on board, how you operate as a solicitor, how we all work as a team, and most importantly as well with the COVID-19, how we've come online and how we do DocuSign and
okay, that's great. All right.
So can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I've been a practitioner for very many years, as you can probably see by the white hair, by the grey hair, but that's okay. So we've been, basically I've been a property practitioner for my entire career, and I guess for the last, oh gosh, I don't know, 25 or 30 years, I suppose, we've really had a focus on looking after people buying investment properties. I believe if someone's buying an investment property, they're doing themselves a favour, and my role is to really help and support them in that good decision that they've made. I always think that since we crawled out of the caves, I guess bricks and mortar have been the source of all wealth. So nothing's changed in that respect. So it's always good to see folks starting off and then building up a property portfolio. I'm the principal of the practice. I have a team of 5 staff around me, one other professional qualified solicitor, and I have a couple of very, very experienced paralegals that work under my direction. So we've been in practice for a long time. So I guess because we've been there for a long time in practice, we don't need to practice. So we like what we do. Yeah, our services are, as I said, in the property transfer area primarily. We also do quite a lot of estate planning, and one of the things we do for your clients, as we do for all clients, is ask them, remind them early in our relationship. We get to the little email reminder to see if their wills and powers of attorney are up to speed, up to date, and if not, I'll have a chat to them about that too, as part of the process as we go through things. We've been working with Jackie, with you for, I just checked it up, I thought it was at least 5 years. In fact, it's 6 years, can you believe?
Wow.
6 years. We've been doing this together.
Too much fun.
So, and we work with a lot of folks like yourself, but very few are as professional or as focused or as thorough as you. So it's a pleasure to work with you. We've also had a good experience working with you and also with your team, particularly XYZ Finance, the girls at XYZ Finance. Whenever we have them financing one of our clients, we know that there'll be a very professional focus brought to that. The girls are very thorough, and it's a pleasure always to work with the XYZ girls.
How important is that, Michael, to have a good team working with you?
Oh, well, it's crucial, because it's a bit like, for this to work, it's a little bit like a chain. You've got to have strong links in every chain, and if every link on the chain's got to be strong, and if there's a weakness anywhere, well, then it just makes everyone's life much more difficult. But I know you and your team, with your accountant and your planner, and particularly, as I say, the financial girls at XYZ, with whom we have the most to do, I guess, with the process. They're very, very professional, very thorough, and very efficient. So that's why we like to work with them. Yeah.
That's right. What do you believe the UIFF model has, how has that helped clients with their wealth creation needs?
Well, of course, look, as I was saying before, bricks and mortar are kind of the source of everything, source of all wealth, and a lot of people don't understand. They do want to acquire property, but they don't know how to go about it, or they go about it in the kind of the wrong way. They might go and sometimes they feel that they can buy a second-hand property and do it up and kind of add value that way. Most people don't succeed at that, and in fact, they can buy in the wrong area. They could buy an area that's not going to show growth. They could buy a property that's not going to give them depreciation benefits, and if they try to fiddle about and do renos and stuff, it often tends to costs can run away with them, and they get themselves into a bit of a mess. So most people need help and guidance starting off, and indeed continuing on through the wealth creation process. That's why I know you've had a number of clients who've come back and bought second and third properties. Just to pardon me, Brisbane hay fever's kicking up a bit at the moment. It's summer months, pollen everywhere. Okay, yep. So that's right. So people need guidance. They can. They just don't know where to turn, and they need an experienced helping hand, which is kind of where you fit in initially. And then, of course, for that to work properly, you need someone such as myself on the property side, and the accountants and planners and brokers and whoever else is involved to help them along the way. So they definitely need the help of a professional like you in the wealth creation process, Jackie. Yeah.
I definitely believe, and you know, I've spoken to Brett Woods now, and Megan, and now yourself, and there's no doubt about it. And Golden Grove, which, as you know, is one of my top builders.
Yeah.
Communication, everyone's staying in their own lane. But one of the things I definitely watch is how we all help and support one another.
Yeah.
And you know, we it's not like that's not my job or whatever. We all just jump in.
Yeah.
And you know, and communication is basically is there, and we're all ready and we're all alert to it, which is, I think the client's very, very lucky to have a team that basically catches them, so there's no pitfalls or mistakes made. And I think that's definitely the advantage of having a wealth creation team. Like, you know, 6 years, we all know each other's procedures, templates. We're always advising if we think there's a better policy or a bit of better structure.
Better way to do it. That's right. Exactly.
Way to do it. Yeah.
So so that's the point there. The team's very important, and the team working together so that the client's kind of involvement in the nuts and bolts is minimised. There's steps where, of course, they have to be involved. There'll be points at which we communicate with them by email, as you know, with the important stage is the finance approval stage. I phone the clients and make sure that they're all good to go ahead. So we keep all that going, so we keep them involved, but we don't load them up with any unnecessary stuff that somebody else can do.
And I suppose lots of the clients behind the scenes don't realise that every Monday morning you email me a report, so I can actually see the actual stage of the client.
Yeah.
The brokers are emailing you, so we internally, without the client actually seeing that,
things are ticking away. Things are ticking away behind the scenes, and the cogs are moving, and we're heading down the track of getting the matter settled.
One of the things I always think of, Michael, if a client, especially in a self-managed super fund arena, is not having to tap into a wealth creation team, just the nightmares that can happen with not signing contracts in the particular state the way they should, correctly.
Oh yeah, well the SMSFs are tricky and fiddly, and if you don't, if they're not set up correctly, and in the property area, if things aren't done in the correct order, then things simply just don't work, and they either fail, or the worst case scenario, or best case scenario is you've got to start everything again and fix everything up, which we don't want to do. And not with yours, but I would probably I've got a couple here I've got to fix up at the moment where people haven't got it right. So very important to get all that kind of sorted.
Yeah, and I have to say, over the years, you know, if I'm looking at a builder and I've done my due diligence, and I'll ask you your opinion as well. You know, you're very knowledgeable and very wise in helping me, assisting, because you see the back end of what happens with builders.
Well, I do. I mean, because I've been in the industry, I guess, for so long, you tend to know who are the good operators and who are the bad operators, and you know, you tend to know who to go to and who to avoid, and that's kind of just all part of the experience. You can't buy that. That's just something that comes with grey hair.
No, that's good. But it's you know, you've been very, very helpful to me over the years and guiding me and giving me that knowledge.